Hello and welcome everyone to the 34th episode of Coffee Spillers, the chat session of our digital series Evening Darbar. I hope that everyone is doing fine and you all are great and having a wonderful evening. And to add a bit of more tinge to your lovely evening, we are here for you all coming up with our coffee spillers. And today it's the 34th episode, and we are so happy and overwhelmed by all of your responses and lovely wishes and blessings. So, thank you so much. And with that, today we have a lovely artist with us and a very special artist. She is from Pittsburgh, USA, and her name is Carmen Kalawati ji. So I will be welcoming her as soon as she sent us a request. Hello, everyone, those who are joining. Hello, Aditi, how are you? So, welcome to the 34th episode. You're fine, that's good. Let me just share it with all the pages. I'm fine, Aditi. Thanks for asking. And this is, I guess, my first time coming live in Facebook for Coffee Spillers, because every time I face some issues. And today I'm using a different device, so I'm able to connect with the guest, and I'm very happy for that reason. So tell me, how are you all enjoying our Evening Darbar series? It's been a long time that we all are together. So, okay, so we have our guest right now. We wait for her till then. And soon we are also coming up with a very interesting project which is based on our Gharana. Hi, ma'am. Hello. How are you?
Hello, Ishani. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are so overwhelmed and glad to have you on the platform of the Fifth No Global Center of Excellence. And it's amazing and so wonderful to see you. So, just introduce yourself to all our viewers now about yourself. What do you do? It will be great if you can.
Sure. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. First of all, I would like to very humbly offer my pranam to Ustad Rashid Khanji. It is
Sure.
a great privilege for me to be here at his invitation, and I feel extremely humbled by this opportunity. He, of course, needless to say, but for me personally, he has been a great inspiration right from childhood. When I was in a far-fetched place in Romania,
Right.
away from the Indian
Okay.
classical music. And, at that time, Indian classical music was a beautiful dream for me. So right from then, he has been a great inspiration, and it is truly very, very humbling for me to, be invited by him to offer my music and to be here tonight.
Yes, we are very happy to have you here. And on behalf of Guruji and the whole team of our academy, we welcome you with lots of love and best wishes. So,
Thank you so
So, your our first question to you is like, how did you develop your interest in Indian classical music?
Right. That's a question asked many times, and it's very
Yes,
lovely
of
to talk
course.
about it because it's a part of my musical journey, and it's actually a true miracle that has happened to me. I am originally from Romania. I was born and brought up
Okay.
in Romania. I
Okay.
did my studies there. I did my university studies there as well. But it was, very fortunate that in childhood I came across the Sahaj Yoga meditation,
Okay.
and I started meditating. The founder of the Sahaj Yoga meditation is Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is
Okay.
considered, you know, uh, all over the world. She's called very lovingly. She's called the mother because
Okay.
of her great contribution of creating this very easy system by which she awakens, by which we get our inner energy kundalini awakened, and we experience the true state of meditation in the most sahaj way, which is very easy and spontaneous. So that
Right.
was for me, the most beautiful experience. And since when I started meditating, Sri Mataji being herself, having been born in India, in Maharashtra, in Chhindwara,
Okay.
she was very, very fond of the Indian classical music. So, there would be this beautiful, meditation sessions that we would have. At that time, Sri Mataji would be living in London, so many such programs were held in
Okay.
Europe, right? So it was very amazing because right from the 80s, Sri Mataji would have these gatherings with thousands of practitioners of meditation, which were
Wow.
from Europe, and she would invite the greatest artists of Indian classical music. And she would have these
Okay.
musical evenings, and she would introduce us all Europeans, right, to the Indian classical music. And it's very interesting because at that time, obviously, none of the people present there had any idea of what Indian
Right.
classical music is,
Right.
nor did they
Right.
have any knowledge whatsoever because the Western
Mm-hmm.
system is completely different, right? And
Hmm.
even
Completely different.
the
Right.
music itself, the sound of the music is so different. So
Very
none
true.
of them actually had any idea what was technically going on. But
Right.
Srimataji introduced us to the Indian classical music because it was helpful for our spiritual growth. So as we know nowadays that music and meditation go hand in hand. At that time,
Yes. Totally.
right in the early 80s, she used to have these amazing programs and introduce us slowly to the Indian classical music. And I remember I would have been about 13 or 14 years old, when
Okay.
I first heard Indian classical music instrumental. And I noticed that, if I would meditate while listening to the Indian classical music, I would have the most effortless meditation and the most,
Right.
amazing state of meditation.
It's so calm and soothing.
It's
Exactly.
soothing and it just takes you there. And that was amazing for me. That was truly, and
So,
the
what
sound.
did you hear? Like the first time, what instrument or which vocalist did you hear?
Well, first time, basically for meditation, I would mostly listen to instrumental music like Ravi Shankar
Okay.
Ji, Ustad Amjad
Right.
Ali Khan Ji. I remember
Right.
I was very small when I heard Parveen Sultana Ji. And that was
Right.
like one of the first vocal recitals that I heard, and I was really mesmerized because
Very true.
of the sound itself, because of the voice application, the way you apply your voice to produce the right gaiki is so different from the Western music that I was
Very true.
amazed. I had never heard something like that before. And since then, I just felt so I didn't know anything about it. I did not know what size, what race. I had no idea about anything, but I felt the power of it. I felt something
Exactly.
which was extraordinary. And later on, I heard it from Sri Mataji herself, that this
Okay.
music is divine. Srimataji used to tell us that this music comes from Omkar, that it is a divine music and it is a
Yeah.
great help for our spiritual growth. And Srimataji also founded a music academy in Nagpur, and she would
Okay.
also, give scholarships to some of the, you know, um, uh, practitioners of Sahaj Yoga from the Eastern Europe, to go
Okay.
and study there. So, of course, she is well known for her contribution for Sahaj Yoga, for giving us, for giving the humanity Sahaj Yoga. But her contribution also in the field of the Indian classical music, I would say, is really great, because at her inspiration and because of her blessings, I was introduced to the Hindustani Shastriya Sangeet, and I was, I got the opportunity to go to India and study and,
Okay. So
start
you
my
came to
journey.
India. Okay.
Yes, it's a long story. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. If it's very long, you can just brief us, but it seems very interesting because this is a first time we are having this kind of conversation because many of the artists are from Kolkata itself. Till then, whatever episodes we have done, but with you, it's totally a different and a very interesting story that we are, getting to
Thank
hear.
you.
So I would really love to hear it, and I guess all my viewers will be very excited for the same. So you can just go ahead.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
So after
Just
having
one thing.
had this,
So you were talking about your Mata ji. Is that the picture that you're having with you? Is
yes,
that?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, this
yeah.
is the photograph of
That's lovely.
Srimati Nirmala Devi. Yes,
Lovely.
yeah.
Okay. So
Uh,
yeah, continue.
After having had this beautiful experience of having felt the power of the Indian classical music, I had this very strong desire to somehow, find a guru, to somehow go to India and have the chance to also learn this music. It was quite
Right.
amazing because, of course, I had studied music in childhood. I studied Western music, Western, classical violin, but then when
Right.
I came across the Indian classical music, it was a completely different experience for me. And, at that time, it seemed really impossible because, in my country, there were no teachers, there were no gurus. People didn't even know about this music,
Yes.
in the
Yes.
late 90s, early 2000. And I really didn't know how this would work. It was like just like a, faraway dream for me, but I had the
Very
desire,
true.
and I would offer my prayers and my desire in meditation, and I would really, really, look for an opportunity to somehow get the chance to learn this music. So I kept praying for it for like years, the years throughout my school and my university years as well. And then um, I was extremely fortunate because I received a scholarship
Okay.
um, from the Indian government through
Great.
ICCR.
Great.
So
Yeah.
yes, and then that was what I was looking for. The scholarship was actually for Hindi language. So I went to Agra to Kendriya Hindi Sansthan, which is an
Okay.
institute where they teach Hindi language to non-Indians. So there would be students from all over the world, from Asia as well, from Europe. So
Right.
I was
Right.
there for almost 1 year, and
Okay.
then of course my very strong desire was to learn music actually. So after I went back to Romania, I was still thirsty for the knowledge of music because I had gone to India, but I really
Right.
wanted to come across the right guru so I can learn this
Okay.
music. And then right after I came back to Romania, you know the the Indian embassy staff, they knew about me. I was
Hmm.
in touch with them, and they knew
Okay.
about my desire. And there was
Okay.
this really, amazing gentleman who actually has been a support for me. His name is Manohar Lalji. He knew about
Okay.
me, and he kept calling me, and he told me that there are new scholarships for Indian classical music, and that I should apply. But then I was quite reluctant because it doesn't really happen that you receive two scholarships, right? I had
Hmm.
already got one scholarship. I
Wow.
had just come back from India, so I didn't really think that it would work out for me. But he was so supportive and so encouraging that I simply prepared my papers and I sent them just at his request. And surprisingly, I got the second scholarship, this time for learning Hindustani Shastriya Sangeet. And
Wow.
that was a dream come true for me. So I went to Delhi and I started learning Shastriya Sangeet. I was first sent to an institute in Delhi, but of
Okay.
course, we all know that it's such a long journey, right? So I was
Of
still
course.
actually seeking because I was looking for a guru. I was looking for the right
Yeah.
guru for me because I knew that if you want to learn, you should, ideally learn in the Guru Shishya Parampara by,
Totally.
being always in contact with your guru and learning from them. So that was what I was, what my desire was. So you know, I didn't really know how to go about it because to find the right guru, right? I didn't know anything. I was not from there. I
Right.
didn't
Right.
know anyone over there. So as usual, I just had the desire and I just offered my desire in meditation. And I do remember this beautiful evening in December 2009 when I was invited for a musical evening. It was a Baithak, and I was invited there by one of my friends. And I was so
Okay.
sick that day. I was down with fever and really not feeling well. But I had a feeling, my intuition told me that I have to be there. Who knows,
Yeah.
something might
Where
happen.
was it in India?
It was in India. I was in Delhi at that time.
Delhi. Okay.
I
In
was in
Delhi itself.
Delhi at
Okay.
that time,
Yeah.
right? So I just gathered all my strength to kind of look all right, and I bought a
Right.
beautiful flower bouquet, you know, and I went there to that musical evening. And it was there where I met the Patiala Gharana vocalist, Mahua Mukherjee ji, and
Okay.
she was the person, the guru that I was looking for. I met her there. She requested me to sing something there, and I sang something. And she was extremely encouraging, and she agreed to teach me, and I've been learning from her ever since.
So that's lovely. That's such an amazing journey. Yes, this totally proves like if we have devotion and if we have passion, we can just go and get it, right? So you were searching for a guru. You were wanting to seek her blessings, and you got that, right?
Yes,
So yeah. So then you started your training in classical music from her.
yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay. So how did you move forward with it? Did you like still you are in touch with her?
Absolutely, I'm still learning from her. I live in the
That's great.
USA right now. I'm learning online, but I've been living with my music guru for 10 years in Delhi.
Oh,
And
that's wow.
yes, yes, and that was that of course is not easy for a non-Indian, to pick up the gayaki, to find the right
Very
voice
true.
application,
Very true.
right? So those years really helped me a lot because that gave me the foundation. She has been extremely loving and patient with me. She taught me everything right from the beginning,
Beginning.
from sa,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
taught me
Yeah.
everything, and I'm very fortunate to still be learning from her.
That's wonderful. Okay, so Shankar Tiwari ji is saying maybe get to hear a few bandishes from her. So, your after your amazing journey, everyone is very excited to hear your voice. So, can we have a small presentation from you?
Well, I
Just
will just
yeah, just a
yes,
short one.
sure. I will just offer a few lines because the vocal performance, the recital is tomorrow, right? So I will
Yeah,
just
yeah, of course, of course.
yeah. So I will just offer a few lines. the most auspicious occasion of Navratri is approaching, I will offer a few lines to the goddess mother, Shri Adi Shakti, in her different aspects.
Certainly.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमयेति संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
That's lovely, lovely. So beautiful to hear you, and we are very much looking forward for tomorrow's performance also. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, basically, we're talking about meditation and sadhana. So, sadhana, which means worshipping, is very important for music, as you said. So, according to you, how should be a sadhana? Like, how should we meditate, or what is the right, uh, a right technique of doing sadhana?
That's a very beautiful question, and it's a very complex question as well. I will just try to, share my experience. Um, Sadhana, of course, Riyaz plays the most important role, isn't it? But Indian classical music demands much more than Riyaz. It demands
Right.
sadhana, right? What is sadhana in my perspective, in my opinion? Um, it encompasses riyaz, but also your complete involvement. So, you know, it requires it encompasses your complete dedication, your complete
Right.
involvement. Riyaz can sometimes be, I would say that riyaz is dry without sadhana. You may
True.
sometimes become too technical, and your attention may be drifted too much on the technical aspect, forgetting
Right.
you know what what the source of music is and what the goal of music is, because the Indian classical music being divine, you know, I would say it is a prayer. Sadhana is also a prayer. There's one very interesting thing I noticed as I studied both Western and Indian classical music. And
Okay.
as far as the approach is concerned, as far as the cultural approach is concerned, I would say there is a very big difference. And the main thing is that, in the Western music, you have to work really, really hard, and you have to get to it somehow. You have to get to it. But
Right.
in the Indian classical music, you have to work very, very hard.
Right.
You have to work extremely hard, but then it has to come to you. So the main difference is I notice humility. So in the Western music, we might get very irritated if you practice a particular pattern and it's not coming. We practice it so
Right.
much and it's still not coming. While in the Indian classical music, you have to practice, but you have to pray that it comes to you. It can be given to you because it is a blessing. So that attitude, that state of humility is very, very important. And I feel this is a crucial thing, because if this is what you know helps us keep to the nature of this music, which is divine.
Right.
So while doing a lot of riyaz, while being, focused and, completely involved in it, you also have to be very, very humble, because it comes to you as a blessing. It is a blessing. It's not something that you can get after or you can achieve. You have to accept
Right.
it. It is so great that it can be given to you as a blessing. So I think that's a very important thing, and I myself, try to be very alert about it, that I should not fail on this aspect. Should always
Right. Very
make that, humility and knowing that is a blessing, and having that attitude of being always in prayer. So also riyaz sadhana means prayer as well. I would say the intention is also very important. What is our intention? Why do we sit for riyaz, and why do we want to grow into music? I would say that, when you have this awareness that this music is divine and it is a medium for you, which, which has the potential to connect you to the divinity. When you have that awareness, then you want to become better and better. You strive to be better every day of your life, just because you want to make justice to the divine music. You want to make justice to the this great blessing that was given to you, right? So that's a duty. It's something that you cannot fail. You cannot fail the music. You have to strive every day for better and better, to become a better artist, and that too in complete humility. So it I you know it may not be easy for a human being to pursue Indian classical music, because
very true.
not only because it is a very difficult field, technically, but also because it is so subtle and it is divine, and it's got so much to it, that sometimes we may be drifted by one aspect or another, and we may forget the nature and the goal
Yes.
of it. And that's what I see, the great artists, the way they are so humble, and the way they are aware that, even the legendary artists, they would say, I have only achieved one drop of the great ocean of Indian classical music. That is
Right.
so inspiring. That's so humbling. So
That's
it's
very true.
difficult to
Like,
give the definition of sadhana. I tried to, to share my experience.
yeah, it was beautifully expressed. Like, it was so to the point and so beautiful to hear it from you. Like, and especially for this music, for Indian classical music, if one person doesn't have that, concentration or devotion while they are doing their riyaz or something, so it won't happen. So you need your 100% devotion to it, you need your 100% concentration to it, then only 10% comes out,
So
and the
true.
rest is not in our hands basically.
Right, right.
So this is amazing to hear it from you. So in spite of music, what is your educational background?
So I was born and brought up in Romania and also educated there. I did
Okay.
foreign languages at the studies of foreign languages at Bucharest University, after which I received the scholarships, for Hindi and Indian classical music. And then I
Okay.
went to India. I studied with my guru in Delhi, but I also pursued my bachelor and master degrees from Allahabad University.
Okay. So,
So
was it difficult to manage both studies and music at the same time?
well, yeah, my case is a little bit different, right? Because I did not have access to the Indian classical music. I could dedicate my whole time to it because this is what I had, been dreaming for like so many years. So, but of course, there are, it's very difficult, right? When you come from a completely different background, and when you grow up with all kinds of different types of music, right? So I grew
Exactly.
up with
So, it
listening to
was
Mariah
totally
Carey, Whitney
different for you.
Houston,
Yes.
yeah, so my journey has been very different. And, I wasn't very sure in the beginning whether I would be able to, achieve it, if I would be able to be a good performer. But slowly over the years, with the encouragement and love of my music guru, I did feel, a gradual improvement day by day, which
Okay.
encouraged me to, to pursue it more and more. It encouraged me to do more and more riyaz, and of course, the journey continues. It will never end, as we all know.
Very true, very true. So, when did you actually feel that you can, take up music as your profession and go ahead with it?
So, I had my first vocal performance in classical performance in 2012, and
Okay.
I that's when it was very much appreciated by everyone. And then, I enjoyed it so much that I just I felt that, it had been a difficult journey up till then. But as I felt that the divine somehow is giving me everything I needed, then I thought this is definitely something that I should not give up. This is something that, I should definitely pursue.
Right, right. So, our next question is, you have been doing your classical performances in many prestigious stages in front of, a lot audience. So, how was that experience for you? Like sitting on stage and performing in so many front of so many people. So, what was your experience or your first performance experience when you saw so many people in front of you? Were you nervous, or how was that experience?
Yeah, that's a very beautiful question. So every performance is a new experience, and every performance is a step forward. And yeah, the first, well, I'm very, very lucky and fortunate because I always received the encouragement that made me continue all the time. And I do remember, the joy and I was very, very happy and overjoyed, and also very nervous when I was invited to perform in one of the events of Birju Maharaj Ji in Delhi. So,
Okay.
I do remember that feeling of joy, and, I was also very nervous, and it was all very challenging as well. But it was so encouraging, right? Meeting him in
Right.
person and performing there for his event. It is always a new journey, and it always, helps you go, further and further. Um, I do recall that in the beginning, I used to be very, very nervous. So, and but it's very interesting, and this is one another thing that I would like to mention here. Because the power of the stage, right? So it of course, when you have an event ahead, you prepare and you practice and you work hard, right?
Yes.
But then when the moment comes and you go on stage, the stage itself, you know, is the place of worship for me. It is the place where, you are just there on the stage, and it's you and God Almighty. And this is your
Very
moment
true.
of complete sincerity and honesty, and nothing else matters. And that moment, because it is so intense, isn't it? It is so intense that, all the other identifications fall off, and and you are completely surrendered. It's a moment of complete surrendering when you realize that it's not up to you. Again, it will be given to you. Whatever the rendition will be, it will be given to you, and that is truly amazing. And it is challenging, but that moment of purity is what I enjoy the most when you feel, when you feel you are completely surrendered because it's not in your hands, and whatever comes it will be just given to you. And sometimes you are amazed, where are all of these phrases coming from. Sometimes some phrase comes and you're like,
Yeah.
wow. you know
Right, exactly. So, are you only into Hindustani classical music, or you like and explore different genres also?
yeah, I'm only in the Hindustani classical music. And
Okay.
yeah, this itself is so demanding, and it requires so much dedication that right now I'm completely focused on it.
Okay. And you don't listen to other genres, like
Well,
it
I
can
do
be
listen.
ghazal and
Yeah, I do
Sufi.
listen to ghazals. I listen to thumris as well. Of course, I listen to
Yeah,
Western, but it's mainly Hindustani classical music.
that's great. And who is your inspiration, or whose music do you listen more, and you get inspired and encouraged, or you want to sing like him or her?
Right.
So,
So, of course, my music guru has been a great inspiration
of
for me.
course.
I am, humbly trying to follow her gayaki, to follow her steps. She has also studied with the great maestros, and ultimately she started with the Pandit Ajay Chakravarti ji. And
Okay.
yeah, I would say that, I mostly listen to the Patiala Gharana renditions,
Okay.
which are the rendition of Pandit Ajay Chakrabarti ji, Kaushiki ji. This is what I mostly listen to. Bade Ghulam Ali Khan ji as well, and Nirmala Devi ji as well.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
So let's move forward to the next question. What do you think? What kind of riyaz, the kind of riyaz or the right uh, format of riyaz? What do you think is that particular way in which a person should do riyaz?
Right. So, of course, Riyaz, we all know it is vital, right, for anyone
Very vital.
to
And it should be the correct riyaz, right? Many
right,
people do riyaz, but it's not the correct way, and that incorrect thing gets into the voice, and there's defects, a lot of defects coming out. So what should be the correct way of doing riyaz?
right. So, I would think that the most important role here is played by the guru. The guru, with their expertise and with their knowledge, have this
Yes,
duty of correcting, of guiding the disciples right into the right way, and that's
very
very
true. Yeah.
important. you know of
Yes,
correcting them at every step on the smallest details, right? Because as you said, if you go on doing wrong riyaz, that becomes your gayaki, and to undo that is
exactly.
very, very difficult.
Yes,
So
yes.
I would think the most important role here is played by the guru. And then, of course, as a disciple, you should try your best, to follow the exact method, the exact technique that is given by your guru, and to follow the steps that are, given by your guru. And that's very important as well. And that
Right.
that is a journey of years. So it takes years to actually understand
Very
how to do correct riyaz. It is not a thing that you can learn in one session, right? And the third thing, very important, I feel, is your own research. So at least, our
Hmm.
instrument is the vocal cords. It is an invisible instrument. We don't see it, but we feel
Yes,
it. So the research, our own understanding is very, very important here, because it's not like an external instrument that we see, how you place your fingers and what you do, but you have to have the right understanding, So for this, your own
Hmm.
riyaz, your own research is
Yes.
important. You may try to do it in a way, produce, the sound. It may not come in the right way. Then you have to listen to yourself and understand what's going wrong. So it's a process. It's a time-taking process, but yeah, with a lot of dedication and with the right guidance from the guru and with your
Right.
complete, involvement and understanding, I think it should work.
Yeah, that's absolutely true because that's the reason why each and every music enthusiast seek for a guru, so that they can guide them and they can guide them in the correct and the right path so that they don't go wrong. Right. So it's amazing to listen to all your conversations. Okay. So with this, do you want to give any tips or inputs to all the upcoming young musicians, those who are wanting to pursue music as their profession, and they are thinking of building this as their career? So, what are those small tips that you want to give them? Because it's not easy; it's a very challenging path if anybody takes, because there are lots of ups and downs, challenges that a person has to face in this career or in this path of journey. So what are those tips that you want to give them?
Right. So, as you said, it's not an easy journey. We should be aware of this right from the beginning, right? That
Yeah,
it
very true. Yes.
requires our complete dedication and involvement. And
Hmm.
you know, I think it comes from within. So each of us will know if this is what we want to do or not, because it sometimes it's so much, within that you can't just stop it, and you have to pursue. So I
Right.
think, that complete sincerity should be there. We should be sincere and introspect whether we want to do this and we are able
Want to
to
do
do
it
it,
or not?
right? And then complete dedication and involvement and riyaz. And we should also be aware of the nature of the Indian classical music. As I said, we should, it may be very difficult. Sometimes you get into very rigorous riyaz of hours together and you're still not
Hmm.
satisfied. But we should
Right.
remember, at that moment we should remember that it is a blessing to be given to us. It is a blessing that we can pray for, right? So I would
Right.
say, continue your riyaz with complete dedication and sincerity, and knowing, having this goal in your mind that it's much higher than just a profession or than just a career. It's much, much higher than that. And the reward might come later, but once it
Right.
comes, it is the greatest blessing. So, having that in mind, don't get discouraged, but continue your journey.
Right. Right. Very true. And I'm sure that all the young musicians watching will be definitely inspired by what you said. Okay. So you must be having many musical achievements in your journey till now. So we would love to hear a few of them, or the one that you feel important sharing with us.
Right. So, considering my background, I would say everything has been an achievement, or,
Very true.
not to use the word achievement, a blessing that was given to me.
Right.
The scholarship that I received, from the Indian government itself was such a great blessing. Audience, there was, a well-known sarod player, whom I was looking up to since childhood. His name is Shankar Bhattacharya ji. And,
Okay.
after hearing my recital, he went up on stage and, he he encouraged me so much, and his words actually touched my heart. And what he said is that so far we only thought that non-Indians could take up, instrumental classical music. We never thought that any of the foreigner musicians could actually render the vocal classical music. But today, after listening to this recital, we came to know that yes, they can also render vocal classical music. So that was a a tremendous reward, and that really touched my heart. And every single performance, I feel this event itself and the performance of tomorrow itself, is so rewarding, and I would consider this a big achievement and a big blessing that is given to me.
Yeah, yeah, surely, and we are also very much blessed to have an artist like you, having an amazing journey and wanting to pursue what you want. So that's amazing, really. And we have also heard that you have received the name Kalawati, right, in 2007, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So, what memorable like experience have that been? It must have been a different kind of an emotion and experience. So, it's lovely if you can share it.
Sure, yes, that's very true. That's one of the memorable experiences, because those were the years when I was, trying to find my way of, going to India or looking for a guru. And I had no idea, I had no clue where to start from. And
Right.
I went to Italy to one of the meditation seminars that we had there, and it was one of those seminars in which Sri Mataji would invite, artists from India for all of
Okay.
us, the
Okay.
Sahitya from Europe and from all over the world. And it was then when I met Prabhakar Dhakre ji. We lovingly call him
Okay.
Guruji. Everyone, in Sahaj Yoga calls him Guruji, because he has been so much appreciated by Sri Mataji, and he has composed, so much of beautiful music for Sri Mataji over the years. So, and then, you know, he was one of the artists that I was looking up to since childhood, since I was very small. I was very, very happy to meet him there. And you know I was very shy, and I approached him. I just wanted to offer just to say hi to him and to tell me how much I appreciated him and everything. And then all of a sudden he asked me, what is your name? And then I said,
Okay.
my name is Carmen. And he said, your name is Kalavati. And that was quite
Wow.
amazing, because and I didn't know what Kalavati meant, right, like at that
Meant right.
moment. So I had to ask him. And then I came to know that Kalavati is the name of Sri Saraswati, and that it means the one having the artistical skills, the arts, handling the arts. And
Right.
you won't believe, right after that, a couple of months after that, I got the the ways open for me, basically. And I got my
Wow.
first scholarship, to study Hindi in India, and then I got the second one. So it really came as a blessing to me, you know the blessing of Sri Saraswati.
Very true, very true, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, so with this, we'll just come to the end to the conversation. But before ending the conversation, how much are you excited for tomorrow's performance?
I am very, very happy about it, and very privileged as well, and very, very humble. And with this, I would like to also, ask for forgiveness, for any mistakes I might, commit during the recital. It is a humble effort from my side, and truly an offering from the heart. And I am very, very blessed to have, to be here with you on this platform, and to even know that Ustad ji, is has been inviting me, and he is going to listen to my music, is very, very humbling. I'm very excited
Yeah.
about it.
Sure, sure. We all are also very much excited, and we are, looking forward to your performance tomorrow. So, can you just give a hint, like what you're gonna present for us tomorrow?
Right. I will present Rag Bageshri,
Okay.
Vilapi Ektal, followed by Madhya Jhaptal, and followed by Trud Ektal. And I will be accompanied by on tabla by Ashish Sinhaji, who is
Okay.
now the tabla player here in Pittsburgh. And I will be accompanied on harmonium by his son, Shri Ayan Sinhaji.
That's great. That's great. So I'm sure that it will be a lovely evening, and we, give you all the best wishes and all the love. And we are very excited for tomorrow. And it was so lovely to have a wonderful conversation in this Coffee Spillers today with you. And definitely, with this, we'll come to the end of our conversation. And I hope that all our viewers are also excited for tomorrow's performance. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Carmen
much.
Ji, for joining in. Thank you so much. Uh, Lots of best wishes to you, and thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's going to be amazing for sure. So thank you so much, and take care. Bye bye.